Many people struggle to understand the appeal of train spotting. Why would you want to stand around on a cold platform collecting train numbers, they say? Well, put it like this. It's like birdwatching or nature photography. We travel many miles and go on many adventures, chasing for sightings of fantastic and sometimes rare creatures in the wild. And you know how Pokemon always demanded you catch them all? The same is true for loco spotting. Not just spotting them all, but being hauled by them all too. Now, some people say that with the decline of loco-hauled trains and many old classes now retired, the joy of train spotting is gone for them. For me though, there is one beast in particular that roams certain railways of Britain that I was keen to go hunting for. So come and join me on a quest across the length and breadth of Britain as we go chasing the big cats of Britain, the Class 68s.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Hello people of the internet, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another station, another mile. Why does it feel good to say that again? It's been a hot minute, for fairly understandable reasons, as you can kind of tell what I'm wearing on my face. This is actually the first rail journey I've undertaken since March, and for context, this is now late July. I agonised for a long time as to when the right time would be to, you know, start travelling again and do these videos for you. And of course I'm taking every precaution possible. This is a filtered face mask. I've got hand sanitizer in my travel bag, socially distanced, as you can see, signs on this train. And oh yeah, about the train that I'm on, it all boils down to one simple thing, or rather one simple locomotive. It just sounded its horn, it's like it can hear me, because what we're doing in today's video is chasing the big cats, the Class 68s. You can't see under this, but I'm grinning like impishly.
Yes folks, I really rather like these big cats, but why do I like them so much? And why are they called big cats anyway? Alright, let's explain. Built between 2013 and 2017 by the Spanish division of German company Vossloh, then Stadler Rail after they purchased said division, the Class 68 is part of the Eurolight family of locomotives, designed for mixed traffic, freight or passenger workings, and with a low axle load, so it can be used on a wider variety of lines than locos of this size and power normally would be able to. It weighs in 85 tonnes, 44.5 less than a Class 66, yet it also produces more power than a Class 66 too. How much power, you ask? 3,800 horsepower. That's 500 horsepower more than a Class 66 and 300 horsepower more than two Class 37s combined. That power comes from a 16-cylinder Caterpillar engine, hence the nickname Big Cats. Get it? Because it's a cat engine and they're big and they like to purr loudly? See, it makes total sense. All 34 of the class were ordered by direct rail services, and while they use them for mostly freight work, they are regularly subleased out for passenger workings elsewhere, including the two workings we'll be travelling on this week. Starting our trip off in London, we'll be taking a Chiltern Railway service from London Marylebone to Birmingham Moor Street, before changing there and heading onwards to Liverpool to pick up our second 68 working, the Transpennine Express Nova 3, all the way across the country to Scarborough. And then, of course, we'll be making our way all the way back home again, for a round trip of over 750 miles. That's quite a trek for just a bit of train spotting, but at least I'd be doing it in style. And some comfort.
Now, as I've mentioned before in this series, local hauled services, passenger services these days in Britain are a bit of a dying breed. They're pretty rare these days. So how cool is it to be able to say that the Class 68 hauls not one, but two, and for a while it was 3, and maybe even 4 passenger hauled services at once. Previously, they were given their own version of the East Anglia short set, you'll remember from episode 2 of the first series with the Class 37s. Alongside that set was a pair of Class 68s with their own rake of coaches, similar sort of deal. For a while, and up until earlier this year, I was actually going to try and catch this. They operated a passenger services peak times around the Fife Circle up in Edinburgh. Annoyingly, they withdrew it before I got a chance to go back there, so thanks. But even at this point, they still have 2 passenger workings, and I'm on the first of those 2. This is the Chiltern Mainline service from London Marylebone to Birmingham Moor Street, and a couple of peak time services between London Marylebone and Kidderminster, basically spanning the Chiltern Mainline, as you'd expect from a company called Chiltern Railways. That's kind of their MO, really. I think this is a very, very pretty route, as evidenced by the fact I'm just looking out the window through gorgeous fields and rolling countryside, and I can't really think of many better ways to experience and travel in general, let alone on such a pretty route, than this. We've got the big Class 68 locomotive hauling us from the front. We've got these 5 Mark III coaches. So all of you that were pretty sad about the demise of many of the old Mark III coaches from the old HST or Class 90 services on the Great Eastern Main Line, rejoice. These are Class Mark III coaches. Not only is the Class 68 supremely powerful, not only does it make this lovely bassy purring noise, not only does it have so much personality, but it's very smooth. This thing can haul this train at 100 miles an hour all day long. You don't even notice you're going at 100 miles an hour. It's smooth, it's comfortable, and it's supremely fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final station call will now be Birmingham and Moor Street. Birmingham Moor Street, this will be our final station call.
There we go, the journey is done. We're here at Birmingham Moor Street. From London Marylebone to here, a journey of around 112 miles give or take, in approximately an hour and 45 minutes, all being hauled by the smooth purring cat, which I think you can hear in the background, idling, or should I say meowing, away in the platform, waiting for the return trip to London Marylebone. But we're not going back to London Marylebone, not yet anyway, because as I said earlier, there's not one loco hauled passenger service featuring a Class 68. There's 2. We've already bashed one of them. It's time to go find the other. But first I'm going to finish this hot chocolate. Onwards. So in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, or however that old saying goes, we're here at Liverpool. And as you can probably hear, we've found another big cat. Meet Lord President. She is part of Transpennine Express's fleet of Class 68 locomotives, which are involved with hauling these the TPE Nova 3 services. TPE have 3 different Nova services, as the whole thing with the 3 on the end of it. There's Nova 1, which are class 802 units, I believe. Nova 2s, which are, name escapes me right now, editing out, we'll put it in now. And then the Nova 3s, which are these, and a big cat, sort of purring away to herself right now. We're at Liverpool. Scarborough is that way. For now, we're only going as far as Manchester. So let's get on the train, let's go.
Welcome to this Transpennine Express service to Scarborough. This service.
It will be on day 2 that we would tackle the full-length Transpennine Express journey from Liverpool Lime Street to Scarborough, and I wasn't doing this particular leg of the journey on my own.
Okay, so we're on to day 2 of chasing the big cats. We've just left Manchester Victoria. We've picked up where we left off yesterday. I did cheekily go back to Liverpool Lime Street just to check out, you know, just some trainage basically. But gone back through Manchester Victoria and we're heading eastbound. And I've got a guest with me. I don't know where she's come from, but it's GLovesTrains.
Hello, darlings.
I even tried saying it in your accent. I was like, hey everyone, GLovesTrains here. And it was really bad.
Those.
Yeah, and it was really bad.
I like waffles.
I think you need to do it properly.
What?
The GLovesTrains here.
Alright. I'm GLovesTrains.
There you go.
I love
There you
trains.
go. There you go. It's a bit weird because you know, social distancing and that, I normally be like, hey, here's my guest, how you doing? but like, hang on. So, yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. We're on this lovely train.
Yeah.
Getting a nice full massage.
Yes, this is your first.
It's my first Nova, yeah.
It is. So that's all 3 of the Novas. You haven't been on any of them before.
None of them.
And this is the very first one.
This is the first one. The diesel one. Oh yes.
Hauled by 68032 Destroyer.
Destroyer.
That is the thing I have yet to mention. That's another cool thing I really like about the Class 68s. They're named. They have a lot of very cool names, and a lot of them are the same names as previously carried by old diesel locomotives, like a lot of old warship names, Class 50 names. Obviously I'm going to love that. Hang on, where's my cup? Yeah, it's not like I really like Class 50s or anything. Having yesterday caught Lord President, today we're riding behind Destroyer, and there's 3 total out today, I think. So
Yes, there are 3. I know this.
and there's some lovely scenery over there, by the way. Hang on. Yep, there we go.
Welcome to the north.
There is some
Beautiful.
north. There's some north out there.
There is.
Through that window is some north. We've just been through Staley Bridge. That is the correct way of saying it, isn't it?
Yes. What were you calling it?
Staley Bridge.
Staley Bridge.
It's not Starley Bridge or anything, is it?
No. It's definitely Staley Bridge. Nobody comment otherwise.
Okay. Given that, like, we've both had our own, like, pronunciation faux pas.
Oh yes.
Given that I had the Bicester incident.
We should maybe just pronounce them wrong purposely.
We might just do that. We might just do that. I had the Bicester incident, even though it's spelt Bicester. That's my excuse.
It's definitely Manchester, come on.
Explain yours.
Euxton, Bolshaw Lane. We say London Euston, but we're not allowed to say Euxton.
Yeah, apparently it's Uxton or Euxton or something.
I know, apparently it's Exton. Come on, it's got you in it.
Well, it's where your exes hang out.
My
Over
exes?
Exton.
What do you mean by it?
That was, my comedy is lost on this one. Anyway, we've already been through Staley Bridge. We're charging towards the thing is saying next stop will be Huddersfield. That's our next stop. Let's go.
Is it Huddersfield though, or is it?
Huddersfield. Actually, it's Huddersfield.
The near 3-hour journey from one side of northern England to the other features some spectacular sights, and concluded in the seaside town of Scarborough, the halfway point of my adventure, where we had just enough time for a quick spot of lunch and a visit to the seaside, which was very nice incidentally, before we were on our way back westbound again.
Okay, so we made it all the way to Scarborough. We enjoyed a nice, couple of hours in Scarborough.
Couple of hours, stay in the pub,
Yeah, drink in the pub.
having a wee, and we went to the beach.
We did go to the beach, and it was
Went to the
lovely. I've got to say,
It was beautiful.
Scarborough Beach, lovely. It deserved more than the 10 minutes we were able to give it for the visit.
Oh yes.
Because we're now heading back towards York, mainly because of your funny ticketing system, right?
Yeah, my advanced single to New York.
Yes, we're heading back to York, which is why we're also not on an over 3 right now.
We're not. We're on a 185.
We are on a 185.
But it's pretty, right?
It's, you know,
It's quite similar, I would
it's good.
say.
It's good. Speaking of the Nova 3 though, your first Nova experience, how did you?
Oh,
how did you feel?
deafening, but in a good way. That roar is fabulous.
Isn't it? We
I
also
love it
mentioned about the Mark 5A coaches, including the driving van trailer design they've got.
Oh yes.
I like the design of that. It
They
looks
are
cool.
beautiful, very shiny.
Yeah.
Lovely
and,
exterior.
and the driving van trailer design has a really like angular, aggressive.
Yeah, it does.
It
Because
kind
we were
of-
talking about when you take a photo of the Nova 3
Yeah.
with Class 68, which side would you get a photo of?
Yeah. Which end? Would you like?
Because they're both like photographable.
Yeah.
Add that
Photogenic.
to the dictionary.
Photogenic.
Ah, photogenic.
But yeah, no, that's a very good point. Like the driving van trailer on those looks really like. It looks like a unit train in its own right,
Yeah,
do you
it
know what I
does.
mean? And then you've got the 68 making a big old bassy roar on the back. And I think the
Love that
Transpennine
roar.
livery really suits the Class 68 as well.
It is the best 68 library.
It
Oh,
is.
you said livery? I said library.
Let's call the whole thing off. You're not even as big into like locomotives and stuff, are you? Like you're
No,
more of a
I'm
units
not.
kind
I'm
of
getting into it with regards to this
Uh-huh.
68.
person. So is that?
It might be my favourite. It might be my favourite.
Now, for train spotters, it's always a nice achievement to tick off as many locos as possible for haulage. That is, you've travelled on a train that particular loco is hauling, you see. And with 3 Transpennine Express sets running each day, I hatched a cunning plan to try and get haulage from all 3 locomotives and sets in a single day.
Okay, so 2 bits of news for you. Number 1, I'm back on a TPE Nova 3 being hauled by a Class 68. This one is 68031 Felix, and I'm actually heading back eastbound, as in the opposite way to where I was going with Georgia and where I need to be going. That's because I devised a bit of a cunning plan. You see, there are 3 separate Nova 3 sets with 3 separate Class 68 locomotives operating on most days these days, including today. We got one of them with 68032 Destroyer on the front. We got that. I got that all the way from Liverpool to Scarborough, a complete run. Georgia joined us at Manchester Victoria. So now, having gone back to York on the 185 unit, I'm getting this one, hauled by 68031 Felix, back up as far as Malton. It's only 1 stop eastbound from York. I can't go any further because the last train back westbound from Scarborough will be coming through Malton about 20 minutes after I get off there. So I'll be getting that one back. I'll be picking up Georgia again at York, and we'll be heading back westbound back towards Liverpool, hopefully behind the 3rd of the 3 Class 68s. I'm hoping I'll be able to bash all 3 of the TPE Nova 3 sets in a single day. Fingers crossed. Let's see how we go.
Hello, darlings.
Yeah. Well, what are you doing here? I thought I got rid of you at York. She's back. So, how was your stay over in York?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's a lot.
The sun came out.
Yeah, the sun has finally come out. It's taken all day.
Loads of transpennines today at York.
Oh yeah.
But it was definitely my days.
Yeah.
There's nobody there at all.
Yeah, we were there like, we came in on that TP 185 at like
Yeah, we did.
6:20 on a weekday night, and there was nothing there.
I know. It wasn't even late or anything.
Yeah, which selfishly I'm perfectly happy with. I'm the person that can't stand overcrowded trains anyway, so.
I know, same.
Anyway, also, my mission
Yes.
to get all 3 of the TP Nova 3 sets in one day
Yes.
is successful.
Whoa.
Because
We gotta do a dab on that.
we did, yes, she has challenged me to do a dab. I don't know what this is. I'm not down with kids. I'm gonna have to try.
That's how you do it.
Is that how you do it? Right.
Watch this. Whoa!
There you go.
Gosh.
Thank you. I'm spectacularly not down with kids, but I can dab apparently. We've learned something today.
Got a dab. This is a Nova 3 thing. Got a dab on it.
The TPE dab, is that a thing?
Yeah.
The Nova dab.
Yeah, let's get the TPE stuff doing that.
Oh my god. TPE staff, that is a challenge for you. In the meantime, we've had 68032 Destroyer, took us Liverpool to Scarborough, and then at York, I successfully got 68031 Felix to take me back to Malton, and now we're being pushed all the way back to, well, this train will go to Manchester Airport, we're getting off at Manchester Victoria, and we're being pushed by 68028 Lord President. We're rolling into Garforth now. We've got
a
couple of hours or more. Lord President, propel us back west. Okay, so we're back at Manchester Victoria at the end of what's been a bit of an epic day.
It has.
It's
a very transpennine day.
a transpennine day. 3 cats in total.
Oh yes.
3 very big, very loud cats. Thank you for joining me today.
No problem.
Very cool. You should totally go sub to her channel as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's awesome. She basically does like.
I vlog stations like this.
Yes, we're waiting now for your train back to Wigan Northwestern. At which point I'm going to retire to my hotel, which is sort of over there, and give my back a rest because my back's been nagging all day. I have no idea why.
I know you've suffered on that massive hill of
at Scarborough. Yeah.
I was about to say Staley Bridge, not Staley Bridge, Scarborough.
It's Staley Bridge actually.
Stale Bridge.
Stale bread.
Stale Bridge.
Good morning folks, welcome to day 3 of our big cat hunting odyssey, and appropriately we're heading from Manchester back to Liverpool Lime Street to start our journey back southbound towards London aboard one more TPE Nova 3, because why would I do it aboard anything else on this journey? We've got 68031 Felix, who you might remember yesterday is the 68 that I got a brief bit of haulage from York to Malton, so all of one stop. So turns out get a bit more mileage this morning. Felix is back there pushing us along at a rate of knots to Liverpool Lime Street. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, and alarmingly I don't have a cup of tea. In fact, this entire trip has been surprisingly tealess for the most part. I'm not sure how I'm still functioning at this point. I will have to remedy that. However, to make up for it, I do have an excellent breakfast It's a grilled cheese sandwich from the excellent folks at Northern Salt Grilled Cheese in Manchester. If you visit Manchester, you have to pay a visit to Northern Salt Grilled Cheese. They're lush, and they do a takeout service, which usefully I walked past on my journey to Manchester Victoria from my hotel this morning. So we have some breakfast now. Anyway, onwards to Liverpool. So I'm back at Liverpool Lime Street for the last time on this current trip. My Transpennine Express Odyssey has come to an end for now. Although I have to say, I've enjoyed it so much, I'm already looking forward to the time I can come back. This entire route, Liverpool to Scarborough, with so many locations in between and so many great sights and scenery. Liverpool Lime Street has straight away gone in my top 10 personal favourite stations in the country. And just behind me is the TPE Nova 3 that brought me in to Liverpool Lime Street, not London Liverpool Street. I keep getting that confused. Just before I leave Liverpool and just before I leave Transpennine Express behind, one more story for you that I have to tell you. I've mentioned a few times how one thing I really like about the Class 68s are their names. They've been given cool historic names, you know, names carried by old locomotives, you know, Destroyer, Avenger, Achilles, Lord President, Felix. Hang on a minute, Felix. What's the story behind that? Well, you're not going to believe this. Felix, the locomotive, is actually named after a cat. Not just any cat either. Felix, the Huddersfield Station Cat. Is that not the greatest honour that you can have, both human or animal, to have a locomotive named after you? And I love the fact that in a series of so many like epic names for locomotives, you've got one named Felix, and there's such a wholesome reason for it to be named Felix. And of course, Felix being the station cat of Huddersfield's on this Transpennine Express route, the route of the Nova 3s, where the Class 68s work. So Felix the cat is able to see fairly regularly, I'd assume, Felix the train.
Yes, that's right. It's a big cat named after a little cat. Isn't that lovely? Anyway, it was time for the last leg of my journey home, navigating back to Birmingham before one more Class 68 would take me back to London and home. And on the way back to London, I had a little time to relax and reflect on my big old train spotting adventure.
So there you have it, folks. 3 epic days of chasing the big cats. Right at an end. I'm back in London, and I'm back in London Marylebone. Really enjoyed myself the past few days, and I hope you really have enjoyed the final video I've made for all of you. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below. Subscribe if you are new around here. Do all that good stuff. Consider checking out my Patreon as well. And in the meantime, I'm off home. Thanks to the Class 68s and to all of you watching. Until we meet again, see you soon on another station, another mile.